Hello and welcome to Rauta's Reviews. This time I have a band that is not the typical type of metal. In fact, some people would not call it purely metal at all. This one is Mur from France and the album is called Truth. Well, truthfully speaking, this one is actually labeled as MCD or EP, which I found a little bit misleading considering that this one actually is more than 30 minutes of music. But who I am to claim otherwise? If the official version of this release is a full-length album, that's then what it is. Mur is a peculiar word in Finnish because it would something be like, you know, the kind of animal grunting. Anyway, this style of mö is something like post-black metal meeting hardcore. Not hardcore porn, obviously. Hardcore punk, you know. And then you add a layer of synths and that's where you get going. Now, being as a Ladlow release, it's once again a nice looking digipack. And in case I just forgot to show you, this one features beautiful images, but not a booklet. So everything you find, you will find it with these covers of this fine looking digipack, and that's what there is to it anyway. Now this band shows no year of when it was founded, so I'm guessing it must have been early 2010 something, because first EP, self-titled one, came out in 2014. That's not, however, when I encountered the band for the first time. It was actually either late 2019 or early 2020 when this album called Brutalism came to be, also a Ladlow release. And that was kind of a messy combination of these two styles. Once again, that's exactly what it says here in Metal Archive site, post-black metal / hardcore. And it was a confusing release. I mean, original, sure, but music-wise, not too good. Now, Truth is an interesting thing because it kind of continues where the band left off with that, but now it's a little bit better. And even though this is an MCD or EP, which features one cover song, it's like a little bit of a more progressed version of the same band. Now where it comes with the post-black style is actually the kind of riffs and to some degree those vocals, where you have this kind of a feeling of modern black metal blended in with something else. Now where it comes to its hardcore parts is obviously the kind of shouted vocals and the kind of riffs, and in general the kind of hardcore-ish feelings. I mean, the people who have been listening to hardcore punk or that's got any kind of core music essentially know what I'm talking about. And then when it's mixed with black metal, well, this is what you get, Mur. Now I'm not exactly sure to which kind of audience this is kind of going to speak to. I mean, the thing here is, usually hardcore audience is very, very different from black metal audience. Sometimes these two groups don't even talk to each other. They're kind of like, oh, I don't want to be, messing with those guys. They're like, oh, those are people who don't understand good music. And then comes Mur like, hey, we're welcoming all. Now, obviously, so many ways this is more extreme than so many typical black metal bands. I mean, this is more hateful, more aggressive, especially when we're talking about more melodic and more atmospheric type of black metal bands. But compared to kind of a hardcore stuff where you have maybe downbeats and more kind of aggressive flow and all that stuff, this is kind of weird. I mean, this is not exactly beautiful music, but it's more like having these hybrid genes. And this is definitely not going to appeal to the bigger audiences. So I find it kind of a bold move to make this kind of a release. At least it's very original and something that you don't usually get to listen to. Now, the downside obviously is there's a reason for that. These two styles don't mix together too well. There's also creative use of synths here, quite a lot, and that also creates this weird, swirl into the soup. I don't know. For me, it doesn't really work that well. I don't hate it, I don't dislike it, but I simply can't enjoy it either. So it's very much in the middle road for me anyway. But definitely if you are looking for something else than your typical listening genres, this is something that you might want to check it out. Bold move, both from the label and the band. Go check it out if you want to hear what's it all about. Thank you for watching the review. Take care and see you soon.